Welcome to City Life, and boy do we have a show for you. We've got Scribe on the programme. Dame Malvina Major is also popping in. We chat with Paul from the Neonatal Trust and chat about Alzheimer's Awareness Week and style with Stephanie Rumble. But first, Reid from the EQC. Good to see you.
How are you?
Good. Now, what's the latest with the EQC this week?
Really good news. We've started some clinics for the public at the Fletcher's Hubs. So they kicked off this week at North New Brighton, based at QE2. Today and tomorrow we'll be at the Woolston Hub and Ferry Road, and then Tuesday next week we'll be at Fendalton. So it allows the public to come down face to face with EQC. We're equipped with IT, we can answer their questions. It'll be fantastic.
So what's the idea behind these hubs? Is it to be more out there and more in the, in the community?
Absolutely, just reaching out into the community face to face with our claimants, trying to answer the questions that they don't necessarily get answered over the phone.
Okay, so the people that are in the hubs, they're well trained and they can answer your questions on the spot?
Yep, so we advertised the jobs internally. So we've got 5 people that have been with us for over 12 months actually on the claim system, so they understand how our system works, they understand our files, and in every Fletcher's Hub there is a senior EQC person. So they're there to help as well. Okay,
so what kind of things do people need to do? They need to bring what along?
Yeah, well, if they want a hand with their contents claim, they should bring the documentation. We can help them work through that. It helps if they can bring their claim number, but if they just want to sit down and talk about their claim progress, they don't need to bring a lot.
Okay, so what kind of decisions can the people in the hub make?
Well, hopefully we can help them get their content schedules lodged. If there's some hardship, maybe we can help promote their claim for payment. We can talk to them about when they're likely to be inspected if they're outside the red and orange zones. We can, just a whole raft of issues that people face every day with EQC. Okay. And we can talk to them about when Fletchers might get there.
Okay, so these are, what, a couple of times a week?
Yeah, we're piloting at the moment, so but it's going to be full-time. So we've bought a van that's all branded EQC, you'll see it around town. Yeah. But this is going to be ongoing. At the moment, we're focused on the hubs that get the most drop-ins. So North New Brighton, Woolston and Fendalton, really busy places, but people just need to pop down, say good day. If they pop and make an appointment, we'll honour the appointment.
How often, how can we find out where they are and when they are each day?
Yeah, we're going to publish that. Okay. So our comms team will do that, but at the moment, as I said, today and tomorrow is at Woolston and Ferry Road. I think it's 560. Monday it's Fendalton Hub and Idris Road. Monday, Tuesday, and then we'll publicise that from there on. And now there was a claimant newsletter went out the other day with details on that, and I think the press has given details today in the paper. Okay,
so that's today and tomorrow, Woolston Fletcher EQR Hub, 596 Ferry Road. That's 9:30 till 3:30. Monday and Tuesday next week, 5 Idris Road, 9:30 till 3:30. So can you sort of make appointments, or can you just turn up?
We're just asking people to drop in, but I think in time we had a really great response yesterday, probably 60 people. So I think down the track we might get to appointments, but at the moment we're just resourcing to meet the demand. So if you drop in, you might have a 5-minute wait, but we'll get to you.
Oh, that's good. 5-minute wait.
Not bad, eh?
Yeah, not bad at all. Okay, right, where are we at the moment? June 13 claim deadline is 13th of September?
Yeah, so 90 days after, well 3 months, so 90 days, 13th of June, last date for lodging your claims from that event. So if you haven't lodged it, need you to do it. We've still got a lot of outstanding contents claims. We need people to get their schedules in. It's business as usual, really.
So this will be the last one, won't it?
We hope so. Yeah. Yeah, so we've September was the last recognised event. So
June 13 was.
Yeah, June 13. So touch wood, no more earthquakes. We can just get on with the repair process.
Okay, we're coming up to a year from our very first earthquake.
Yeah, it is.
How are things looking for the EQC?
Look, good. We're really good at the moment. Our assessment numbers are rising, and that's where the helps, and our new technology is really working hard for us and working well. So we've been modelling all our numbers, crunching numbers this week, and we're still really confident that we're going to see everybody by Christmas.
Oh, okay. And quickly, the zones, how are they looking?
Yeah, we're well through all of those zones, but again, some of the data we get with addresses not being quite right is hard to interpret. So if people haven't been seeing 0800 damage, we'll prioritise their claim.
Okay, excellent. And of course, you've got the website eqc.govt.nz.
Yeah, no, important content schedule on there. So if people are struggling with how to fill out their contents claim, go to the website. There's a template there to work to, and they can download a schedule if they need to.
Excellent. I've got to thank you, my sister with the newborn baby. They have got their fire, so that's really good.
Fantastic.
So thanks for that.
So she's one of the 12,000 odd people that we've done heat installation for.
Exactly.
Fantastic.
So thanks for that, Reid.
No problem.
All right, see you next week.
Yes.
like to welcome Richard from the Christchurch City Council. Now, your job is heading up the events village in the park, is that right?
Yeah, that's one of the areas that, my role there is in marketing and the events unit of council, so we're gearing up, pretty busy time with the events village, going very well too. So it's been operating now for probably about a month and a half, and all the events that are being held there, tons of people coming too, so we're quite delighted how it's going.
Now, one of the things that you're running as part of the Rugby World Cup Festival is you're encouraging schools to adopt a second team, you know, not to just I guess encourage and support the All Blacks, but to adopt a second team. Now, the one that I'm most interested in is the Redcliffe's school.
Redcliffe School, yeah, they're pretty much first out of the blocks, I think, Redcliffe, and have adopted France.
Which I find very interesting.
Very interesting, yes. So I think they're having a lot of fun getting ready to follow France and you know, eat some French food and learn more about the country and have some, you know, a lot of activity based around that country. I think an important thing for Rugby World Cup is that it is a World Cup. It's not just about the All Blacks, even though we'll all be, you know, wanting them to win, obviously. But, you know, there's a real opportunity for us to learn more about other countries and support other countries and really enjoy it.
What's the importance of schools adopting another team?
Well, I think, you know, clearly we don't have the matches here, which we're all disappointed about, but we're trying to have as much fun as we possibly can through the tournament. So it's an opportunity for schools to get involved, you know, get the children involved in it and you know, pick another country so that it's not just waiting for those All Black matches and have some fun in the classroom and with their families as well. I've got a friend who told me on the weekend that her children have all adopted a second team from different countries. They're having a competition, so you can bring it into the family as well and yeah, really enjoy the tournament.
It's a great way to learn about other countries as well, isn't it?
It is, yeah. You know, France, you know, Italy I think would be a favourite of mine too, to learn a bit more about, and some of that Italian food I think could go well on the table. So,
yeah, so you're going to start doing some Italian cooking?
Yes, well, I might adopt Italy, so I've got an excuse. So,
okay, that's a good idea. What other things are you doing down as part of the Rugby World Cup Festival? Yeah,
well, down at Hackley Park at the Events Village site, we're building at the moment, so our mini stadium's going in at the moment. So we've got a stadium there which can seat 1,000 people, and probably about another 2,000 can sit on the pitch that we're having there. So there's going to be activity right through the tournament. All 48 games going to be on the big screens there. There'll be Ripper Rugby in the mornings, there'll be bands, entertainment. We've got the Complete History of World Rugby abridged theatre piece. New Zealand Army Band, who are wonderful to watch with their scrum formations and lineouts and things they do. And of course the screening of the games. And also we've got the MasterCard Ruck, it's called. MasterCard, one of the tournament sponsors, are helping us out. And that's the dome that you may have seen down there during Rugby World Cup. That's going to house a whole installations we're calling nostalgia lounges, and it shows people the history of rugby in our region right through from the early 1900s and through the decades to present day. And they're wonderful. They've been designed by the CPIT students, architectural design students, and they're amazing installations. They're, you know, they're lounges from homes or kitchens from homes, and in each one you've got, you know, the TV from that era, so the old Philips K9 from the 70s, I think that came out. You know, black and white TV before that, playing a rugby match from that time, but then all the furniture, all the decor from each of those decades. So I think people will really enjoy those.
So is it a first in first serve basis for to watch the game on the big screen?
It is pretty much. So
not ticketed?
Not at this stage. We're not ticketing it. We're going to probably run the first weekend and see how it goes. It's a bit hard to gauge the feel in Christchurch at the moment. So we'll run it that first weekend. If too many people come along, then we'll maybe look at ticketing. But actually, just this week with the seats going in, one of the good things is that you can actually, even if it's full, you'll still be able to see the screens quite easily from you know, outside. So we can accommodate a lot of people.
Now, just going back to this Adopt a School competition, I know the Christchurch City Council's right behind it, but so is Classic Hits. Tell me about that.
Yes, should mention Classic Hits because they're
my old friends there.
Yeah, they're really making it happen. So the schools that do adopt a second team, so through the tournament, one classroom will be selected by the Classic Hits team. So you send your photos into Classic Hits, they'll select a classroom, and they get a you know, in classroom breakfast for winning if they're the chosen one each week. And then at the end of the tournament, one school will be selected and the whole school gets a breakfast from the crew at Classic Hits. So,
with Dave and Jace there.
Absolutely. They'll get a visit from those two.
Fun.
And yeah, a lot of fun.
I guess you can find out more about that at classichits.co.nz as well.
Classic Hits, yeah, also the Rugby World Cup website. So our site is christchurchnz2011.com. So as well as Adopt a Second Team, you'll get all the information on other things that are on in Christchurch during the tournament.
Okay, so when's this all kicking off?
Well, 9th of September is day one of the tournament. As I say, we're right through. And we've got lots of activity happening alongside the fan zone as well. There's a whole festival area. For example, the Body Festival are coming in. Adam Haywood from the Body Festival's arranged a lot of performing arts organisations to join them with a heap of activity. We're going to have a markets we're calling Presenting Canterbury over the last 2 weeks, and some other things yet that we haven't told people about that we're jacking up. So we're really doing the best we can to make it the best tournament you can have without having the matches in town.
Excellent, Richard. Thank you so much for doing that for us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be back after this break to talk about Alzheimer's Awareness Week. You're back with City Life. Now, there is a reason why we've got some hats sitting here on the table. Heather, tell me, why have we got some hats here?
Well, we've got these hats here today because we're planning our Alzheimer's Canterbury Hat Week, which is coming up from the 19th of September. And these beautiful hats were kindly donated today by Malthouse Costumes in Beckenham for us to show off.
Oh, great. They do have an excellent range of hats there at the Malthouse.
They do. And these are particularly fancy, these are particularly glamorous hats, but Hat Week isn't going to be all about the glamour. It's about wearing a hat in support of Alzheimer's Canterbury. So people are sponsored to wear a hat for the week. It doesn't have to be as glamorous as this. It could even be a hard hat. We've got a hard hat option in Christchurch this year.
Okay, that's a good idea. Yeah. So people wear the hats and they're sponsored to wear them for the week to raise awareness.
That's right. They're sponsored by family, friends, hairdresser, butcher, the guy who makes the coffee down the road, whoever they feel might be able to support them in the community, and they wear the hat as often as they can for a week. It might be a work thing where a team gets together for the day and wears the hat, and all the money goes to support Alzheimer's Canterbury and the Canterbury dementia community.
Okay. I mean, I know that we've probably all heard about Alzheimer's, but how can we talk about it more?
Well, a big part of our job is breaking down the stigma of dementia, and it's something that isn't talked about a lot in the community. A lot of people have it, and it's got a real stigma about it. So by doing things like Hat Week and celebrating our hats and celebrating our carers and the work that we do, we want people to talk about it more so that it breaks down the barriers. By talking about it more, it can really help people.
Okay. Speaking about the awareness, what's the difference between dementia and Alzheimer's?
It's a really good question, and it's a common question. Alzheimer's is a form of dementia. So there are many types of dementia. Alzheimer's is the one that tends to be more predominant. And so we're called Alzheimer's Canterbury, but we do support all members of the dementia community, so everyone who has dementia. It's not just Alzheimer's, though we are called Alzheimer's Canterbury.
Is it an age thing?
Not necessarily. There's early onset dementia, which can affect people from all ages. There's people in their 40s and 50s with early onset dementia, and so they may have different requirements than older people, and so we work with them as well. And that's actually an increasing problem in the community. There's more people with early onset dementia, so it's something we need to work with. They do have some different needs.
Is there research into why it's starting earlier?
There's a lot of research worldwide, a lot of research going on. We play more of a support role, though we do keep tabs on what's happening with research. And there's no real thing at the moment that they can pinpoint. There's nothing proven. The growth of dementia is because the population is increasing. We've got the baby boomers coming through, so that's why there's a lot more people developing dementia. And people are living longer as well. So also some people may be picking up on the dementia earlier, whereas once upon a time they may not have realised they had a problem. People may have swept it under the carpet. They didn't want to talk about their family members' memory problems. They didn't want to think that it might be dementia. So people are more willing to talk about it a bit now.
Okay, so how do you support the people with dementia?
Well, Alzheimer's Canterbury has a number of roles. We have wonderful social work support, a wonderful team of social workers who are just fabulous, and they go out into people's homes, make sure they've got everything they need, talk to them. We have an educator who provides a lot of education seminars and community education seminars. We've got memory groups, which is group support, which is really, really important for people with dementia. They need to get together with other people with dementia. And we have a volunteer base as well. So we have volunteers who go out into people's homes and just give the carers a bit of a break as well. So we like to support them in the community. We want to make sure that people with dementia stay in the community as long as possible.
Now, just quickly, you've got some other things happening with your organisation, the humongous auction and the Cuppa for a Cause.
We've actually had our humongous auction, and that was fantastic. We had some great support from CTV for that as well. So that was a Trade Me auction. First time we've done that this year. It was really, really fun. Great support from the community. Cuppa for a Cause is throughout September as well. So that's where groups can get together, have a morning tea or an afternoon tea and raise funds for us as well.
Great. Excellent. So let's find out how we can find out more about Hat Week.
Great. Contact us.
Okay.
So we can send out a sponsorship kit for Hat Week. They can just contact us. We'll send the kit out. They get some people on board to support them. They need to choose the hat, make sure they can wear it for a week, maybe decorate it, and bring us back.
Great. And all the money goes to Alzheimer's Canterbury. Excellent. Heather, really good to have you on the program today.
Thanks, Kanita.
After the break, we catch up with Elizabeth from the Cook Shop. Welcome back to City Life. Now, my next guest is a Christchurch businesswoman with an inspiring story to tell from the Christchurch earthquake. You've lost 3 of your premises.
Well, no, not 3. We were in Colombo Street, where the Cook Shop, along from Mr Johnson the grocer, near the Town Hall and the Convention Centre. And then after the September quake, we decided we couldn't be there because there was so much dust and general upheaval. So I cast about and found another site, and we moved in November at the foot of the Strategy building. And then, of course, the February earthquake put paid to that.
Sure did.
So what to do? And I thought, well, the earthquake's not going to beat me. And we've also lost our home, so I thought I need to focus on the business. So finally we retrieved our stock on the 4th of April, and I again searched and searched, but was determined to stay within the in the city, not quite in the city, but where I was used to in my environment. And fortunate for me, we found a site, and we were able to open again on July the 4th, and it's been absolutely fantastic. A lot of work, of course. The stock that we did manage to retrieve was in one container and stock taked into another, and it was quite a performance, but we've got there, and it's really going well, and we're enjoying being back in our own patch, virtually opposite the clock tower in Montreal Street.
That's amazing.
Yes.
What kept you going? You had to re-establish yourself.
I think,
you know, over and over.
Yes, determination really, and yes, the belief that I could do it again. And you know, we're needed. People need us. When people come in, they say, "Oh, it's so lovely to be in a proper shop and pretty things and a nice environment." And I enjoy people, and well, I love people coming in, and also a lot of the customers are friends, customer friends, so it's great to see them and share their stories, and everyone has a story to tell. And also I love the product, and it's an exciting industry to be in.
Was there ever a time when you thought, oh, I can't be bothered anymore?
No, I felt devastated because in effect I'd had, with my husband of course, had 2 kicks really. We were both in the Strategy building when the February earthquake struck, and we went home to a wreck of a house, and I at that time still thought that the shop would be okay, but there was the subsequent quakes that did for that building. But I thought, no, I've got to pull myself up, and I was determined, and I think that just carried me through. But it hasn't been easy, but it's been well worthwhile for the whole exercise.
Now, your shop is a specialist shop.
Specialist kitchen shop.
So was it quite hard to just up and move?
No, the stock we did manage to retrieve, the undamaged stock in boxes, that was fine. It's been handled a lot of times. And to reorder, that's not been difficult because I've been in business a long time, so you know that wasn't difficult. No.
Okay. What about finding a place to?
That was difficult.
Yeah.
I had even thought, oh, you know, I'll go out Blenheim Road, or I'll go to Riccarton, or I'll go here, I'll go there. But I knew in my heart I had to stick to the area where I had been familiar with, where my customers knew, that environment, because we still have a lot of people who live in the city, within the four avenues, who like to walk and shop. And
exactly.
Yes.
What about your staff? How have they coped?
Very well. My ladies are, in the main, apart from the university students at Christmas time, are my vintage, and they've coped very well. They love the new shop and love being back with the people and being in business again.
Just hearing your story just makes me feel that we need to be out there supporting Christchurch businesses.
I think so, yes, I think so, definitely.
Okay, and again, where can we find you, the Cook Shop?
The Cook Shop is at 384 Montreal Street, opposite the Clock Tower, just a few steps over from Victoria Street. Yes, it's a very open site, so we won't be difficult to find, and we'd love to see you.
Elizabeth, well done on getting it back up and running.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming on the programme.
Thank you, Kenita.
After the break, we catch up with Paul from the Neonatal Trust Fund. Welcome back to City Life. Now, my next guest you may recognise as a former New Zealand cricketer. In fact, Paul, you were in that original underarm game, weren't you?
Yes, many moons ago.
Yeah.
Yes, I participated, and I always said I created history that day because if I had got the ball over the boundary for 6, the underarm would never have been bowled. So, but amazing day, and yes, it's certainly been broadcast around the world for many years.
And you're using, you as a New Zealand cricketer, and of course the president of the now Canterbury Cricket Association, for your trust, the one that you've set up. You're the chairman of the Neonatal Trust Fund.
Yes, back in 1991, we had the misfortune of losing a little boy in Green Lane Hospital, and then we had twins who spent 105 days in the neonatal unit. And so I wanted to do something that, and there wasn't a trust set up at that stage. So with a group of concerned parents and practitioners, we set up the trust. So we've been running that since 1991. So it's just been an ongoing, and all done voluntary. We have no costs. If the unit wants something, we manage to acquire it. Originally, we raised about $100,000 to set up the trust back then, and we had some amazing contributors. And so we've run it for the best part of 20 years now. Amazing.
So what kind of things have you been able to do over those 20 years for babies that have been going through the neonatal?
Yes, well, I mean, the babies get amazing care, so while the baby is in the unit, that's taken care of. Our focus has been more for parents. What happens to the parents? Where do they go? The support. We've put in a library there at the neonatal unit. We've obviously have babies occasionally have to go to Green Lane in Auckland, so we assist with them financially. We've also been concerned about the education of our nurses, and so there's many conferences that they like to attend, and we as a trust are able to help them financially to go to some of these conferences.
Okay.
So it's been an ongoing, since March this year, we have assisted over 50 families and nurses because it's been tough times due to the earthquakes, and the emotion been running high. So we've been able to help them financially, whether it's just taxis to get them to the unit to see their babies, or, as I said, travel if necessary.
How are you raising these funds?
Well, we have the amazing support. Last year we had an amazing family who put together a recipe book through the kind support of PricewaterhouseCoopers, and they produced 5,000 of these books, and these have been sold for $20 a book. And so the trust hopefully will benefit by about $100,000 from the marketing of these. Obviously, it's been a difficult time with all the earthquakes, but we've sold best part of about 4,000 of those to date. And then on the 5th of November, we have a fun day. It's actually at the Jockey Club at Riccarton Park, and we have a fashion parade, and we host about 250 people to that, and that's on the 5th of November. That's annual.
Let's go back to these cooking books. Accounting for Taste.
Well, I suppose
PricewaterhouseCoopers.
I suppose it's quite appropriate when you think that that PricewaterhouseCoopers have been supporter of this. They have a fund, and they've paid for all the production and the put together of the book. And so, as the $20 that they get sold for, the total proceeds come to us. So, a lot of the staff from PricewaterhouseCoopers have put their specific recipes in. A number of celebrities have contributed to it. So they've done all the marketing of it, and with the fact that the total proceeds come to us, so there's nobody taking out 20%, 50%. The total proceeds come to us.
That's amazing. Because I see here Hayden's banana and chocolate chunk cake, and that's Hayden Shaw.
That's right, yes.
And the best Christmas cake recipe from Rachel Gibbons, Freddie's auntie. So that's pretty. It's, you know, it's home baking, isn't it?
It is indeed. And,
yeah.
And it was due to
Dan Carter.
Yes, well, there's amazing recipes in there. There's some amazing recipes in there, some pretty basic ones.
Yeah.
And that's always good.
Even our Prime Minister's in there.
Amazing, isn't it, what we've run to?
Beef stroganoff, that's nice.
And there's recipes from around the world that are in there, and as I said, the proceeds that are coming to the Trust to support our families, really. And we've been pleased that we've been able to do this.
So people can still pick these recipe books up?
Yes. They only need to contact 03 3527 826. Okay. And or PricewaterhouseCoopers or PwC, as I know now, in Christchurch, where they have them available.
All right, and the entire process, or the entire amount that you give for this book comes to the Neonatal Trust Fund.
Right,
amazing.
Yes.
Now let's go and talk about the Riccarton Race Day, November 5. Tell me what happens on that day for the fund.
Well, the fund starts off about 11:30 at the Showgate Lounge, actually at Riccarton Park. And Angela Stone puts on a full fashion parade for it's a real dress-up day.
Yeah.
For a lot of the nurses come along, and obviously families that have had babies here, or just general supporters of the Trust. So we have a fashion parade. It starts at about 11:30 and runs through till about 3 o'clock. Obviously, the feature is the I think it's 1,000 guineas that day. But some of the proceeds from each ticket sold. The tickets are $75 a ticket for the day, all-inclusive champagne, 3-course meal, fashion parade. It's just an amazing day that people can come to and, as I said, support the Trust.
So this is something you do once a year. This is your big fundraiser for the year?
Yeah, it's an annual event. We've run this event now for just on, I think, 7 years. It started off where we used to have about 90 people come along. Now it's 250, so there are restrictions on the numbers that we can have there. We usually accommodate that by last year we launched the book at that particular function, and so we just have little add-ons that we can actually, as I said, maybe extract a little bit extra out of the people who are there to support the Trust.
Okay.
But it's a fun day. It's a little bit of a thank you as well to the people who support us.
Okay. Now, how can people find out more about the Trust Fund?
You can contact the Jockey Club. As far as the race day is concerned, you can contact the Jockey Club or our office phone number, which is 03 3527 826.
Okay.
Book individually or tables. About the Trust doesn't have a website. But at the neonatal unit at Christchurch Women's Hospital, you can find as much information as you like. As I said, from the support of the nursing staff and the clinicians who work there. We buy equipment for the unit as well. So, there's a good presence for the Neonatal Trust at the neonatal unit.
It's amazing what you're doing for the clinic and for the parents there as well. It's really great.
That's exactly. I mean, that's our focus. As I said, the babies get such intense care. What we're there to do is support the families.
Okay, great. Now, so to get accounting for taste, you can contact PricewaterhouseCoopers or, of course, the phone number that Paul just gave earlier. And I must say, congratulations for winning the media poker tournament just recently at the Christchurch Casino.
Yes, it was a bit of an eventful night, wasn't it? Really,
Sure was.
I arrived there as one of the celebrities to play, and obviously being chairman of the Trust Fund, I finished up playing for them, of course.
Yeah.
And
we were at the same table, and I kept saying, because you had a couple of chips left, and I was like, Paul, you're my inspiration. And then you went on and won.
Well, I was accused of being a loser there at one stage.
Yeah, by your wife.
But I managed to survive the first few rounds, and then when it went down to the last 10, she came across and said to me, she says, I never ever believed you were going to lose it anyway. But amazing night, and thanks to the casino for we benefited by $5,000 that night. So
that's great.
Amazing night, and as I said, the Trust benefits, which is what it's all about.
Exactly. Paul, thanks for coming on the program.
My pleasure.
Now it's my great honour to welcome Scribe, Hamish and Hannah to the program. Good to have you all on City Life.
Thanks for having us.
Now, Hannah, first of all, I'll talk to you about Choice Not Chance. Tell us about that.
So Choice Not Chance is the national campaign that we're running around harmful gambling, and it's basically encouraging people to, individuals, families and communities, to choose to end harmful gambling rather than kind of leaving it up to chance. So it's really about people taking action early rather than kind of leaving it to that late stage, which often people do because it's such a kind of secretive thing within families.
Okay. Now, Scribe, you're involved with this. Tell me, why did you get involved with Choice Not Chance?
On a personal level, I am also a recovering gambling addict. And so I felt compelled to get involved with this campaign because I can really relate to the addiction itself, and I really wanted to just use my my fame, if you like, for something more positive, and to help others that are in a similar situation.
Now, you've got an event running, Scribe With Me. Tell me about this.
Scribe With Me is our competition, and we've had a lot of great responses and great entries into it, and it's basically a music literary competition, and we got our contestants to enter a rap or a poem or something to do with problem gambling, and we had an amazing response. We've got 21 regional winners, and right here is Hamish, who was our Canterbury regional winner.
All right.
Who had an amazing entry, and he won.
Cool.
So yeah, it's been an awesome competition. Yeah.
So this is something you've been running for, a couple of weeks, or it's something you've just keeping out there for a while, and then what happens at the end? There's a national winner?
Yeah, it's all leading up to the 1st of September, which is our Gamble Free Day.
Okay.
And that is when we're going to announce our big winner, and the big winner wins an iPad and a day with me.
Awesome. Hamish, I'm sure you're wanting to win that one.
Yeah, definitely.
So why did you go into it? Why did you think, you've got to write a rap and get involved?
I'm big on rap, so I like rap, and not only that, it's because I've seen the effects as well. My mum used to work at a pub, and I used to, see the people and waste their money, and then they'd come back with stories the next day on why they can't pay rent or something, but it never came back to gambling. They didn't bring that point up, so I just thought make people more aware that that's got something to do with it as well. Yeah.
So do you think by getting involved with this, you're creating awareness as well for people that you know? And
yeah, definitely, most definitely. People that know me and that will hopefully will hear the song and stuff will get more aware of it. That's what I aim to do. Cool.
Now, do we get to hear it again as on the September 1st, or do we have maybe a little bit?
You might want to give a little sample right now.
Yeah, I can
okay.
Let it be choice, not chance, when we choose to end the gambling. Put away your dollars, save them up, support your family. Listen, if you gamble, maybe after you'll be thanking me. Scribble like I'm Scribe, it's that kid in all communities. Addiction is from the poker lights flashing, and once your money's gone, you ask yourself what really happened. It was only just $1, which was made into 11. Now your wallet isn't heavy, and there isn't no exception.
Awesome. That's awesome. So what's it like for you hearing these young people writing these, getting involved with this?
It's really awesome for me, and it's really inspirational to see young people being more aware of the effects of problem gambling, and talented people like Hamish, who has a lot of potential to do big things, I think, in New Zealand music. And so it's been an awesome thing just to see this come into fruition, and we're trying to really raise awareness within the young people as well, because there is a big trend with young people maybe hazardously gambling at the moment, but later on down the track can turn into problem gambling. So it's good to see the young people becoming more aware of the effects of problem gambling.
Yeah, okay. So Gamble Free Day is coming up. How important is Choice Not Chance as part of that?
So it's really about kind of spreading the message through using the Choice Not Chance campaign. But there's all sorts of problem gambling services around the country. We've actually got amazing services, and they're free. So we have a helpline, which is the 0800 number, 0800 654 655, and there's also regional services as well, face-to-face services that people can go to that are free, and so they're all running activities and events on Gamble Free Day as well. So there's lots of things going on in different communities, and including in Christchurch as well, which is fantastic.
Great. Now, Scribe, how you doing? You're still in Christchurch. You've moved on.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm currently in Wellington. I'm looking forward to coming back once things are more safer here. But you know, it's just been cool doing this gambling thing, and especially as a Cantabrian, our stats show that Canterbury actually is the leader in problem gambling and money spent on the pokies. So you know, just as a Cantabrian, I really just want to get out there for all the Cantabrians out there to, you know, come on, you know, let's sort this out and do something about it.
Yeah, excellent. Scribe, Hamish and Hannah, really good to have you on the program today. Thank you. After the break, Dame Malvina Major. Welcome back. Now, it's a great honour to welcome my next guest, Dame Malvina Major. Good to have you on City Life.
Oh, thank you very much. Good to be here.
Now, I hear there is a very special event coming up. Tell me about this.
Yes, our event with the San Francisco Opera Company is going to happen this coming. In fact, I'm meeting them on Thursday at the Opera in Wellington. Two of the heads of the San Francisco Opera Merula program that train the young people for the Opera Company, they're coming down here to New Zealand to look at our talent here. This has been in the pipeline for about a year. They suggested that if they came down to New Zealand and heard our young people here on the ground, gave master classes for a whole week, which they're doing from Monday to Thursday at Huntly Lodge next week, they will, you know, introduce them to what they do in the Merula program, and they will give them an idea of what it's like to be in an international program. And then at the end of the week, on the Thursday, they are going to choose several of the top young people to do a concert. And, you know, the possibility is that one of them might get chosen to go to America and be part of a program. We've also got two repetiteurs, two young people who are going to play the piano through all of this, play for the artists, for the singers, and one of them may also get chosen. But the point of the whole program is that the San Francisco people have been interested in us for a very long time. Annette Campbell-White, who is a Kia Ora Foundation. She's a New Zealander living in America, living in San Francisco, in fact. Her and I have been friends for a long time, and this idea of bringing them to us so we can cover a bigger range of young people is much more satisfying than sending one by one at great expense to audition for these companies in America or anywhere for that matter. So it's terribly exciting, and it's been quite a project for us to put together and make sure that, you know, with the earthquakes and everything else, that we've got a stable and safe building in Huntly Lodge, that we've got all things lined up, and we've got the Jack Mann Theatre for the final concert on Thursday night in Dovedale. So it's been a huge project for us, but I think it's going to be extremely rewarding. And what else has happened just recently, one of the young people we chose, one of the young 15 young New Zealanders that we chose, Darren Penne, Patty, has just won the Sydney Aria on Saturday night.
Oh,
so
my
there
gosh.
he is, right up there. Isn't that fantastic?
That's amazing. So
Yes.
the talent that are going to be performing in these workshops, they're from all over New Zealand?
They're from all over New Zealand. A couple of them are coming back from overseas. Carly Nebbs and our young Polly Ott, who's on the poster. Polly is in Germany, and Carleen has been in England, and they're actually coming back to be part of this project.
That's amazing.
It is.
How important is this for music in New Zealand?
I think it's a huge coup for us to think that, you know, the second biggest opera company in the United States is interested in what we do down here in the South Pacific. In fact, if this is a success, they want to invite the Australians and the Asian countries to come to New Zealand to have the same project probably every year, if not every year, every second year.
Why are they so interested in New Zealand?
Well, I think we're close contacts with them. Our New Zealanders are hugely successful wherever they go in the world. They have a great reputation for being good workers, not just good talent, but good workers. And I just think that they've become interested in us down in the South Pacific. A lot of their talent comes from Australia and Asia and New Zealand. So
amazing.
Come to us and meet a whole lot of young people from this area.
So this kind of program could actually set them up for their career?
It could, absolutely. If they didn't get into the program, for instance, in San Francisco, it gives them an idea of what it's like to be part of a school. They could get chosen for some other school in America. It gives them the opportunity. They're known. These people run auditions in New York every year, and the people that come to those auditions come from all over the world. So they would know our young New Zealand performers or our young South Pacific performers. And so they're already in their psyche, if you know what I mean. They're already on their piece of paper, and they can look, oh, yes, I heard that person in New Zealand, and, oh, they're good. And, you know, give them a couple of years and they'll be absolutely fantastic. Okay. So for us, it's huge.
And, of course, the rest of us, the public, we can come... There's actually a final concert that we can come to.
Yes, on the Thursday the 8th in the Jackman Theatre, which is the Dovedale or... former College of Education grounds.
Yes.
Up there in Ireland. That concert is starting, I think it's at 7 o'clock.
Yes, 7 p.m.
And it will showcase the very best of those of the performers from that week.
This is an excellent thing. Dame Malvina Major, thank you so much for coming on the program. And of course, we have we can go along next Thursday at 7 p.m.
Absolutely, fantastic. We'll even give you something afterwards, I think, or maybe not. I don't know. Maybe invited guests only. I don't know. We'll entertain you, whatever happens.
It'll be a surprise. Yes. Finally on the programme, Style with Stephanie Rumble from Flair Image. Always good to have you here.
Nice to see you again too, Kenita. It's been a few weeks,
I know.
It?
How was it with Pete Smith last week?
Oh, very interesting. Yeah, very interesting.
That's good. I'm sure he had quite a take on fashion.
Oh, an enormous take on fashion. In fact, he's in the wrong profession.
Yeah, he is, yeah. Now, today we're going to talk about body shape.
Yes, look, it's something that women all over they're really hard on themselves around their body shape, and I'm quite big on embracing who you are. You know, we're born with what we're born with. We can only change 20% of our body through diet and exercise or plastic surgery. We've got to live with what we've got. If we've got big thighs, they're going to stay big. But chances are you have a small waist as well.
So how do we determine what body shape we are?
OK, there's a whole lot of different things to look at when we're looking at our body shapes. I think probably to start with, it might be useful to start looking at the graphics we've got. If we can have the first graphic up. This here is your vertical body type. So you'll see here that there's 6 pictures grouped in lots of 2. So starting from the left, we have someone with long legs and a short body. In the middle, we have the same body length and same leg length. On the right, we have a long body and short legs. If you have, starting on the left, the long legs, you don't need to worry too much about high heels because your legs look long already. In the middle, if you want a bit more length in the leg, a heel's going to do you some justice. And if you are short-legged, I would recommend a heel just to give you some more balance.
Okay. So do our body shapes change, say, for example, with age or weight gain, weight loss?
Not your vertical body type. So if we start now going through the graphics for the other body types, we have 6 different body types. This is your hourglass or your quintessential woman's figure. Okay. If you're an hourglass, you will be the same width in the shoulders and the hips. Your weight gain will primarily be in the hips and thighs. You won't gain much in the waist, and you will have a bust.
Okay.
Okay, so even if you're very big or very small, chances are you'll still maintain this body shape.
So that's another hourglass?
This one here is an inverted triangle. So these are your ladies who usually have those beautiful, long, slim legs, nice slim bottoms. Their weight gain would go from the waist up. They'll be full in the bust. They might gain weight through the upper body. Accentuate the positive, make sure you can see your beautiful legs. Okay, we have here a rectangle body type. Now, this is a slim version of a rectangle. As women head towards menopause, they tend to thicken through the middle, be a similar width in the shoulders, waist and hip. Okay, your objective here is to create waist. If you're rolling in the tummy, though, avoid belts. Have clothes that are skimming, not clinging. Okay, next up we have our pear. A lot of ladies are a pear shape. Very slim through the upper body, great waist, fuller through the hips and thighs. Again, make sure you're not wearing skinny pants, or if you are, you're wearing a tunic. And accentuate the positive. You generally have a very lovely slim upper body. Keep the attention upstairs and dark colours and whatnot downstairs.
Okay.
And next up we have our fuller figured lady. This is our oval shape. Your weight is right through the centre and a little down into the hips and thighs. Again, keep the attention up in the bust and the eye area, and keep the garments floating through the stomach area. And similar, This is our diamond-shaped lady who has a higher stomach, generally great legs and bottom. So again, keep the attention in the legs and bottom and just from the bust upwards as well, and keep the garments floating through the stomach.
It's amazing to see all those different body shapes, isn't it?
And look, often you're a combination of two. Like when I first started doing this job, I was convinced I was a pear shape. But once I got going and looked at my measurements, I'm actually a combination between an hourglass and a V. So it just depends on, you know, your different makeup. Because of my height, you see.
Yeah.
And you're very much an hourglass too, Kanita. We had this conversation beforehand, you know.
Yeah.
And I think you can't really change your body type. If you're over 100 kilograms, chances are you may change it as you lose weight. So I generally say anyone 100 kilograms or under, your body type will remain the same.
That is it, okay. So how do we work with clothes, you know, to fit our body types or body shapes?
So the first thing to do is look at your positives. Now, we find this very difficult as women. So, for example, if you are an inverted triangle, right, and you have heavier bust, follow through the stomach, look at your legs, white pants, beautiful trousers that accentuate that part of the body. I had two ladies yesterday who had this body type. We got them both in white pants, straighter leg rather than tight. Otherwise, tight trousers makes the upper body look bigger.
Okay. So what about other body shapes? You know, what?
So if you're looking at an hourglass or a pear, because they are similar, the difference being with the hourglass that you do have wider shoulders, again, accentuate the positives, so keep the attention from the waist up.
Okay.
So like, I always do that. You'll notice with me, most of my garments are patterned and interesting from the waist up, but I keep it quite simple downstairs because I'd rather you looked up here than down here.
Me too, for me. So you actually do this, you do the body analysis yourself through Flare Image?
Yeah, I do. So I have an online tool. People can go onto the homepage of my website and they see a purple box and click on the private stylist box. You can do it in the safety and comfort of your own living room, in your pyjamas if you like.
Okay.
Or you can come to me for a more personalised service. But I find women... What I'm doing generally is I'm just reiterating what they know and also confirming it's okay to wear particular garments they've always questioned.
Yeah, you're always really good at encouraging us to do that kind of thing. Now we can go to your website, flareimage.co.nz.
Can, and check it all out there.
Cool. See you next week.
Thank you.
That is City Life for today. You can watch us on demand. Go to ctv.co.nz, click on the YouTube logo and find City Life there. We're on Facebook, CTV's City Life. You can follow us. You can contact the program. You can email me, Kanita at ctv.co.nz, or you can give us a call, 3777 033, or would you like to write to us, PO Box 1100 Christchurch. That's City Life for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.